Everybody, my name's James. Welcome to the Planet FPL Gameweek 20 Deadline stream, and it's live. We are just under 55 minutes to the Gameweek 20 1:30 p.m. UK time deadline. I don't expect anybody to be asking me questions in the final 10 minutes today, because presumably you're all going to make your transfers before then, just in case. Graphics on screen include my predictions for all 8 games that remain on. As it stands, I think 7 of them will continue to go ahead. I think Everton Newcastle must be in serious doubt for Thursday evening. My team as it stands is on screen, top right hand corner of the screen. My intended transfer that I intend to make around about just over half hour from now is Alexander Lacazette to Mikel Antonio, and that will mean putting Diego Dalot on the bench as first sub. I suspect he'll end up coming on anyway, and it won't particularly matter. Top captaincy picks below my screenshot of the team for the week. If you've got Mo Salah, I don't think it needs overthinking. I'd go with it. There are loads of alternatives this week though, and also the benching dilemmas is on the screen below as well. I'm just going to check for you that's refreshing. As ever, guys, questions will be answered in the order that they are submitted. That's not very useful for the benching dilemmas. He says, get it moving, James. Hopefully that should do the trick for you now. I think that should be off and running now, but I'll keep an eye on it for you guys. Right, questions in the chat. Please check graphics, because the answer to your question is probably on screen. Dragon says, hi James. 1. Ramsdale to De Gea or Foster to Batman to cover his blanks. Go De Gea. 2. Smith Rowe to Gallagher, other 6.1 midfielder worth a -4. Cheers. No, do not buy Conor Gallagher. Really do not buy Conor Gallagher. FPL Invincible. Hi James. A few dilemmas this week. Ramsdale, Bernardo, Lacazette, De Gea, Son, Breuer for a -8, or just replace Ramsdale with De Gea. Forgot about Son and bring Antonio for a -4. Yeah, you can ignore Son. No one's essential in this game, mate. I'm not keen on the -8 with Bernardo having the fixture, to be honest. But I mean, and Breuer might get rotated as well. It's like a load of moves to force in Son, mate. So I probably wouldn't. I mean, I could buy Salah back for free, and I'm not going to actually. I might be mad. Well, I don't think it's a might. I think I obviously am. FPL Dougal says, afternoon Jimbo, I'm an absolute madman who wants the wild card next week. Is it worth taking -4 for a goalkeeper to replace Ramsdale? Is it a case of low upside punting? Not worth it, mate. If you know you're going to wild card, I have to say, just generally speaking, I am not a fan of those wild carding in game week 21. I wish you all the best of luck. I think it absolutely could work out just fine, but in terms of actually getting a bench boost team together for game week 22, I'm not sure that's actually going to work. Are all 15 players going to play twice? Are their teams even going to play twice? I don't like it. I'm using bench boost later in the season. That's my plan. Ragav says, hi James, is it worth getting into Gea on a yeah, fine, buy him. Stian says, I'm back. Sell Alonso, James, or ready to make Ramsdale to Lloris. It's time to get this triple anyway. You do not need Hugo Lloris, mate. I just told you that on our Patreon stream, mate. What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't think you need to make that move, personally. So, I mean, I wouldn't stress about it at all. That's really handy that the chat's not moving for me. Thanks very much, YouTube. You are an absolute fucking delight. Here we go. We're in. Warnock says, best Lacazette replacements. Priority number 1 for me would be Josh King, honestly, because of the potential for Watford's upcoming fixtures. I already own him. Mikel Antonio, obviously if you can afford Ronaldo, fine. I can go. I've got about 6 million in the bank. I've turned down Ronaldo and Salah. I'm going Mikel Antonio. That's what I've decided to do. So, therefore, I'm going to say Antonio. Mohammed says, afternoon, James. How are you? Very well, thank you. Much better than the other day. How are you managing yourself and all this football during the chaotic as well as festive period? Good luck. Stay safe. Thanks for your work. I manage it just fine while Tottenham win, mate. Michael Lewis says, hi, James. Hope you're well. Would you do Ramsdale, Lacazette to De Gea, Antonio for a -4? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's reasonable. You're getting that in the appearance points. Raul Free says, hi, James. Who's the best West Ham asset to get on wildcard? Antonio. Stian says, like and sub, people. Yep, that's very true. Smash a like. Hit the sub button. You know, late Christmas present for me and all that. Hasselbank is win. Hi, James. Thoughts on United's performance last night and their woeful attack? Was the Ronaldo signing a mistake? Monumental player, but the team has changed dramatically to suit him and it's not working. Yeah. Exactly that. Exactly that. Manchester United did not need Cristiano Ronaldo. They panicked because Cristiano Ronaldo was going to Manchester City. Fact. And so they couldn't allow that to happen, so decided to buy him. My stream is lagging a little bit by the looks of it. And it's probably making me look a little bit better looking. I'm hoping you can all hear me all right. Manchester United did not need Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, you can hear me, just the picture's a bit shit. Hold on a sec. Right, as long as you can hear me, I don't suppose any of you need my picture that badly. No one wants to see this face. Garlic25 is another red arrow. Can't buy a green. Hope you had a good weekend, James. Think I'm just going to roll this week. Good luck. And to you. Oh, YouTube is really not happy today. Adnan says, hi, James. Bilva and Lacazette to Antonio and Son from -4. Yay or nay? It's okay. I'm really not keen on the bin in Bilva ahead of that Brentford fixture. But yeah, it's okay. Oh, this is really bad on my end. Fuck's sake. Miena says, hey James, right now I am debating changing Ramsdale to Gaya. Gunners back up. We'll take a hit to do Watkins and Saka to Jota and Breuer. Thanks and good luck. Can we not force Saka to Jota? I'm going to guess you probably can't at the moment. This stream is bad. Alright, hang on with me, guys. You're going to lose me for a minute. Right, I'm hoping that might have fixed the problem a little bit. Let's fucking see. Right, hopefully that's a bit better now. Sorry, guys. Ragav says, worth getting De Gea for Ramsdale -4 or wait one more week and get 2 free transfers. I wouldn't force goalkeeper for a hit, personally. FPL Jazz wildcard 1 being played. Fernandes, Holgate, Foden or Sanchez, Keane, Maddison. You are trying to think in mind in terms of potential Gameweek 21 doubles, aren't you? I can't be having Alvaro Fernandes as an option, so by default the other one. Michael Keane, though. Really? Daniel McAdams, best 4.5 million midfielder, will sit the bench, but with COVID needing playing. Keane and Dewsbury Hall. FPL D, hey James, De Gea and Edward in for Ramsdale and Wilson for -4. It's fine, it's reasonable. James Nelson, good luck today, James. Thanks for the content, you're welcome. Andrew Grondin, hi James, need a second keeper, Ramsdale owner. Got enough in the bank to get my back up to Loris. Don't watch much Spurs. How's he looked under Conte? Hugo looks the same as he always looks. Absolutely great, mate. I'd never get the people who doubt him, honestly. You're welcome, Joe Murphy, sending me a message, no problem. Sam Holden, Saka and Foster to Bowen and Lloris -4, or Lacazette, Diaz and Ramsdale to Ronaldo. What the fuck? Lacazette, Diaz and Ramsdale to Ronaldo, Lowton and De Gea -8. Tempted for Lacazette to DCL. No, can't be buying Everton players as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the -8. It's the exact situation I had with Ronaldo last week. A Lacazette to Ronaldo for -8. Yeah, that worked well, didn't it? No, my advice was, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You're trying to force Ronaldo in for a -8. There are other really good captaincy options this week. So it's going to be a no from me, Sam. The -4 is okay. I don't love it, but it's okay. Dan J says, hello James, do you think Gator and Gray will play their respective games? No. Greg Simpson, hi James, hope you're well. Don't have a keeper for this week and I'm thinking Ramsdale to Loris or Foster to Sanchez. Do you have a preference? Yeah, Foster to Sanchez, fine. They rotate okay, Ramsdale and Sanchez. Jock says, hi James, -4 to get Kane, Breuer from Laka, Watkins, or just sort keeper on a free. It depends how many players you've got. As I always say, Jots, if you've got 8 players, fine, take -4. If you've got 11 and you're just short of the keeper, just sort the keeper out, man. Kane's not worth the money as far as I'm concerned at the moment. Ilan Melchior, hi James, who would be your ideal goalkeeper based on how you think the double game weeks will end up? I still think De Gea, because just longer term he's got great fixtures anyway. Specifically for the doubles, possibly Nick Pope. Pushkar says, should I start transferring out my double check? But the thing is, like with Burnley, you got like Lowton and it's so much cheaper. You don't need Nick Pope. Pushkar says, should I start transferring out my double Chelsea defence this week? Say Rudiger to Regular and hold another week. I'd leave Rudiger on that this week personally. Jose Vargas, is it worth getting a second keeper and getting in position for WG22 bench boost? I think you mean Gameweek 22 bench boost. I'm really not keen on a bench boost 22, guys. Really not keen on it. And for many of you, it's going to work out absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely certain. But I can't bear the idea of having a bench boost and players and teams might not even have games. Can't bear it. So it's not going to be for me unless I land in an incredible position and the COVID position improves dramatically over the next 2 weeks, which I don't think it will. Berth Media says Foster and Lava for Edward and Loris. I presume it's meant to be Laka. Yep, fine. Ben M, Lacazette to Kane or Ronaldo. Worried about the Man U game getting cancelled. Thanks always, your legend. There's no reason to think the Man United game will get cancelled. I do prefer Ronaldo over Kane. Andrew Jarvis, afternoon James. Hope you're well. I have Mbumo and Gallagher in my team. Who is the priority to transfer out? Not sure who to go for. Have 0.3 in the bank. Well, Mbumo is extremely unlikely to play and he's got Man City anyway. So, you know the rest of the shit, but that's still the right. Get rid of Mbumo, mate. Cartit Rail, Bernardo Silva to some for free. I don't mind that. Dan J says, hi James, which transfer do you prefer? Gator to David De Gea or Target to Reggie or Gray to 8 million or below mid? Gator to De Gea. Vivek says, missed out on Salah to Sun transfer last week. Ended up today on starting 11 with Gator. Love it. For Ramsdale 2-3 transfer. Do I take out Lacazette for Antonio and bench Dennis? I wouldn't want to bench Dennis, but I would probably get Antonio anyway and just leave yourself a bit more of a selection headache, which is what I obviously intend to do by kind of leaving out Dallo. Kartik says, should I keep Laka or take -4? Bin, mate. He's got Man City next. Kristen Hughie Arneson says, hi James, I'm currently fielding 11 players including Basuma and Livramento. Would you recommend a -4 for Bowen and Region for Saka and Konsa? Yes, I would. Do it. Pushcast says, what to do with Dennis? He's been picked in a Nigerian squad. Yep, it's not a problem. All African players are going to be available for game week 21. Watford have 2 home fixtures this week. Don't stress about it till afterwards. Jock says, hi again, James. -4 to upgrade Lacazette to Kane, including 8 Nori to Shirikas. Just concerned about blocker for third Liverpool attacker. Exactly that. Don't like it, mate. Lee Thompson says, hi, James. Salah and Breuer in for Bernardo and Watkins, -4. He's going back to Salah. Then what? What are you doing next week when he's got Chelsea away? Or what are you doing with Salah afterwards? We're flip-flopping. Surely we all realise, for those of us who sold Salah, we knew that this week was going to be a major problem. You're blocking yourself 2 transfers and taking a -4 hit by getting Mo Salah back for Leicester away. There are good alternatives this week. Christian Perforce says, selling Zaha to Maddison. Lucas Moura, Gray, Trossard. Trossard's unlikely to play. Gray, I don't think I'll have a fixture. Lucas Moura, I'm not convinced he'll even start. By default, it's Maddison. Lewis Hatton says, hi James, best Lacazette replacement. Already have Bowen, Sunshaw and the West Ham double up. That's where I'm going. Lewis is Antonio. Jay Barker, afternoon James, would you transfer out Wilson to Calvert, Lewin, Antonio or King to field a full 11 or roll? Also, who do you prefer out of the 3? I own Bowen, Sunshaw and double up. Callum Wilson's likely to be out for months, mate. Yes, I'd move it on. Your preference between Antonio or King, choose. I'd actually prefer going King at this minute in time, would be the priority for me. I would not. Calvert-Lewin, it could be unbelievable. It is not worth the gamble. Christian, thanks for telling me my 4th round English Cup, mate. I'm actually really couldn't give a shit, mate. Pushcast says, you think Loris is worth the 0.3 more over David De Gea? Will Loris get bumped double game week soon? No, I don't. And to be honest, Loris and De Gea are both likely to double in game week 22. 21 De Gea's more likely, right? Because Loris has got the cup semi-finals. So no, I don't. Drew Howard, hi James, would you lacquer a mount to Dennis and Salah for -4? No. Dennis and Salah, you're going to have to get rid of both of them within 2 weeks. No, mate. Jose Vargas, thinking of lacquer, and I'm guessing it's ESR for Maddison and DCL. Can't be having any... Honestly, if you're asking me about Everton assets, just delete it, because the answer's going to be no. Jonathan Albert says, hello James, my attack is screwed with Callum Wilson and Lacazette. Best replacements. Thinking King, Antonio, waiting for DCL whenever he's back. Yep, they're the options, mate. King, Antonio, the 2 I'm going to have. Tammy Gord, when we can get double game week announcement, James? When the Premier League announce it, mate? I don't know. I don't work for them. Tom Campbell says, it's Quizmas. Yeah, Tom Campbell's hosting our Big Fat Quiz of 2021 on Thursday. Cole JB, at what time is it safe to make a transfer without the Twitter mafia coming for you? Never. I mean, that cesspit of a bird app, right? It's never safe, mate. FPL Nasri, hi James, who is the best defender under 5 million considering all the potential doubles? Matt Lowton. Eric Dyer. Yay. Tarek Lamptey maybe. Downstairs says, afternoon legend, hope you and family had a great Christmas. Question, do we think Gator will be back for Palace replacing Ramsdale? Not convinced. Not bothering with Ronaldo now. We'll go Vardy on New Year's Day instead. Cheers. And that is currently my thinking. Vivek Gore says, hi James, if you don't have Salah, who do you captain from Jota, Ronaldo and Son? Thanks. It's on the screen, mate. I'm captain Son. James98 says, hi mate, any thoughts on going Martinelli to Gray, Gallagher? No, please, I beg you not to do that. Pavanar says, hey James, looking for a second keeper. Stuck between Sanchez and David De Gea. Also keeping an eye on bench boost potential double game week 22. Thanks. If you're looking for a second keeper, I'd save the money. I mean, I'm not keen on having 10 million spent on keepers, says Sanchez. If I presume that's to complement Ramsdale. Sanchez and Ramsdale rotate fine. Jonathan Albert, also without Declan Rice, does West Ham attack even interest you, or is that a huge put off? Makes no difference to me, mate. I think they're likely to go for it even more because it'd be a bit shitter defensively. So, nah, doesn't put me off Antonio, mate. Andrew Gondon James, we were all told Ronaldo was a flat track bully. Now he blanks against title contenders and relegation fodder alike. My question, may I speak to the manager? Yeah, you give Ralph Rangnick a call if you wish. It's worth saying Ronaldo's blanked against Newcastle. There was a lot of criticism for the performance at Norwich, but actually he didn't blank at Norwich, did he? Marcus Wyatt, anyone got stream yet? No, mate, no one, Marcus. Stefan B. Afternoon, what do you think of Laka to Kane or Livramento to Region? I'd rather you keep Livramento. He's got game, mate. Pushkar says, which player should non-Salah owners do? What does that mean, mate? Which prayer? None. Just watch the fucking football. Enjoy the football. Enjoy yourselves. Warnock says, bench Bowen, King or Region. Emily says, Sony says, hi James, current forward lines Ronaldo, Lacazette, Breuer. Moving Laka this week. Best choice out of Antonio. I'm going Antonio. Honestly, I really don't mind King. Edward, I'm concerned. I'm concerned that he may have to play wide because there's shorter numbers, and there is speculation this morning that Benteke will be back as well, which makes me really cold on odds on Edward all of a sudden. And I think he only would have been a 1 week punt anyway. Josh King, okay, West Ham, difficult, but they're not great defensively. Tottenham, difficult at the weekend, I get, but it could quickly become a double. Then they could have a double of Newcastle away and someone else. Then it's Norwich at home in 23. Josh King for me. Honestly, slight preference over Antonio. ELCFC, Laka for Kane or Antonio. I'm going to say Antonio, mate. Cole McGrath, he's white to Region worth a -4. Have Livramento on the bench. No, it's not, mate. Also, is Ramsdale to Gare worth a -4 with Sanchez on the bench. No, it's not, mate. Jagnef says, hey James, is Gallagher out for today's game? I don't know that with certainty, mate, but he very well could be. He very, very well could be. Adam says, I'm captaining James. James, what are your thoughts? Lol, he might get rotated. I don't mind it. Sagnet says, good luck. Good luck to you too, Rob Pick. Could you just talk about what the fuck United were doing at Newcastle? Absolute mess. They were unbelievably bad. I don't know how Newcastle didn't win that game of football. They were so bad. They are a mess. And that's part why I'm turning down the free transfer to Ronaldo. Because I know that if he blanks again, I want him out by the weekend. And he's going to block me Jamie Vardy. And I look at Jamie Vardy at home to Norwich at the weekend. Possible double. Then another possible double. And think, yeah, do you know what? I quite like that, actually. If I go to Ronaldo, I ain't selling him. I'd sell Ronaldo before he's got own fixture and stuff. So I'm just not going to bother. Matthew Hall, to fund Ramsdale to David De Gea, Mount to Bowen, Smith Rowe to Gray, or just roll with 10. I don't mind the Mount to Bowen move. Bowen's not even certain to start today, is he? Can't be having the buy Everton player. You can roll with 10. I'm the dude. Should I captain KDB or Salah? Brentford down to bare bones. Salah, I still think, mate. It's the safest way to go. If you got KDB and he does well, it'll still be good for you. Philip Sutzer says, hi James, thanks for the great content. Any thoughts on when we will know the fixtures for Gameweek 1, 21-22? Also Ramsdale to which goalkeeper? De Gea would be the preference. That's all I've got. Fixtures, not a clue. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday after the deadline, maybe next Monday, maybe later, maybe there won't be any fixtures. I don't know. I really don't know. We've never gone through this before. We've never had a situation where we've got 19 games to rearrange and stuff. And a lot of them don't need to be rushed. remember, a lot of the clubs are complaining about how many fixtures they're playing. You think they're going to throw them a load of new fixtures in January? For some, it's a necessity, but for those, it's not. I'm not even certain it's going to happen. Martin Krompolk says, hi, Rudiger Region for free. Rudy, of course, has a good fixture, but double game with 2 is in my head, and I don't want to lose transfers. I might free hit next week. Why might you free hit in 21? Why free hit in 21? Only if there's fixtures. And if you lose the transfer, you lose the transfer. I can't recommend that. I back Chelsea for a clean sheet this week. So now, will Moura start in your opinion? In my opinion, no. No, I think Tottenham might change system today, and I think it might be Son and Kane through the middle in a 5-3-2. I won't be surprised if Lucas is in the team. I wouldn't put him any better than 50%. Adam says, surprised Rom isn't on your top 10 captains this week. That's a fair point, Adam. My thinking on that is, can we even be certain that he starts? And I think he will. But can we be certain? He's also coming back from fitness. If they're comfortable in the game, could he, if they're 2-0 up at half time, could he even get taken off at half time in preparation for the Liverpool game? So a no from me. But yeah, it's fair to ask the question, certainly. Brendan01 says, hi James, Bernardo to Bowen, or do you think Bowen will get rested today? Thanks. It's like guessing the teams, isn't it? I think Bowen probably will play, but he's another one. I mean, to be honest, the majority of my team I wouldn't be surprised if on the bench, other than like Trent. Trent I expect to play. De Gea I expect to play. Son I expect to play. Josh King I expect to play. All the rest could be benched. It's a guessing game, isn't it? Chris Jargo, you must feel like a stockbroker just before the crash, mate. Difficult to offer advice, I'm sure. Thank you, Chris. I can only try and do my best. Thank you, Prabish, Patrick, and FPL telling Josh. Lalu Tree, hi James, Moura or Bowen or Gallagher for Smith Rowe? Hang on. Moura or Bowen? I need to be careful what I say here. Moura or Bowen or Gallagher for Smith Rowe? Oh, okay. I say Bowen. I'd still go Bowen from that. TM Trey 30. KDB, Bill Van Lacka out for Sun Phone Jesus -8. What are you selling KDB for at this stage? Runa Brenda, hi James, Sufel, Taylor, Lowton or Mitchell in for Tierney and Sterling to Sun. Mitchell, good option, solid option, Tyreek Mitchell. Jonathan says, hi James, non-FPL question, how did Kanate look last week live against Spurs? Do you think he has the potential to be a top centre-back? Thanks, mate. Yeah, look, it's early doors and certainly benefit from when he plays with Van Dijk, right? The two of them, I know Kanate and Matip got battered a bit, particularly in that first half, but they certainly would have helped by having, say, Fabinho in front of them as well, which the protection wasn't right on the day for Liverpool and Tottenham exposed it. So I wouldn't judge it too much on that. There's definitely a player in there, I'm sure. TM Trey, this is what I've just done, mate, and I can't bothered with repeat questions, mate, so if you want to take it up with me, join my DMs later. Runar says, hi James, Sufel, just done that one. Ben O'Connell, hi James, thoughts on Bernardo to Son and Lacazette to Edward from -4, could just go Lacazette to Antonio. Excuse me, yeah, I'd just go to free transfer, to be honest. Jonathan says, hi James, non-FPL question. Oh, we just did that. Tahito says, hi James, what do you think about Fabianski and Dyer? I think Fabianski is a West Ham goalkeeper and Dyer is a Tottenham defender, and they're both pretty much locks for their teams, generally speaking, at the moment. Although I guess Ariola's beginning to put the pressure on. John McBrearty, worth using free transfer to go Bernardo to Foden. Well, we're all certain that Foden's going to play this week. We're all guessing, aren't we? One in, one go. Could you run through your predictions, James? Yeah, they're on the screen. Maybe it's not refreshing, mate, but I'll get that sorted for you, and that should spin round hopefully now. If it wasn't, I'm hoping that it will. I'll keep an eye on that for you. Switchbones, hey James, teams to triple on wild card. I wouldn't be big on any. Liverpool would be the priority personally. Owen Boyd, best Zaha replacement, have 6.8 million. I know you love Zaha, so getting rid of him may be difficult. Predictions should now be on screen. Bin Zaha, fuck that shit. What an idiot. Bowen still around about that value in my opinion. Craig Bruce, hi James, Gelhardt to Edward this week with a view to doing Edward to Kalechi next week. Looking to take advantage of Norwich short term. That's fine, Craig. I don't mind that as a tactic, mate. Savant says, hi James, any particular reason you've gone cold on Vardy as a replacement for Laka? Look, he obviously doesn't have a great fixture today. We don't know the extent of his problem that he picked up at Liverpool in the Cup, so I wouldn't even say he's a certainty to start, although I'd be very surprised if he didn't. I just want to see it again before I go in, I think, at the weekend. So that's the reason why. And it's not that Antonio doesn't have great fixtures. So Antonio's got Watford away, Palace away, Leeds at home, and he could have a double dropped in, which would include a fixture at home to Norwich. So and obviously Antonio didn't start on Sunday, so you would think he's pretty safe to go today. So that's the thinking behind the plan at the moment. Bivik says, today the site might crash 15 minutes earlier, as everyone might be aware of the last incident. The server might pack 15 minutes earlier. It's true. I mean, I'll be very honest with everyone. I'm going to go and make my transfer in about 10 minutes. I'm not aware of any issues. I'm just going to have a kind of scan through potential news at the moment. But I'm not aware of any potential issues in terms of fixtures going ahead. Seen this one, City Extra posted at 1:45 via Jack Gordon, who's a Northern football reporter for the Daily Mail, that João Cancelo and Alexander Zinchenko are available for today's game at Brentford. There was some suspicion after they weren't photographed in training yesterday. No additional information. Nothing to share. So, I mean, I'm going to make the transfer in about 10 minutes. Andres says, Lacazette to Antonio Ronaldo. I'm going Antonio, mate. Bayram, I don't know what that says, mate. Ryan says, what to do with Conor Gallagher? Really, really conflicted right now. If you've got a bench, I'd keep. Just in case the information is wrong. I don't think it is wrong, I'll add. And they've got more difficult fixtures afterwards. And you have to think, if he's played Sunday, misses today, and then it's West Ham Saturday, he's probably missing that as well. But it's a really difficult one. If you sell him and he's in the team, you'd be so sick. But I think if you're in a problem position right now, I'd consider selling him. Joachim says, hi James, I'm not going to read your whole team out, mate, but I wish you the very, very best of luck. I can see you saying King on the bench. No, we'll play King. Over the rest that you've got there, good team you got, mate. Tough. I'd arguably go King over Alonso. Really tough, that. Really tough. Or even King over Bowen. One of them. Archie says, thoughts on Bowen starting? I'll go 75%. Joe Miggs says, hey James, thoughts on Martinez, Lacazette and Watkins to De Gea, Antonio and Ronaldo from -8. I mean, you should make the hit back. Ryan Walker says, hey James, Lacazette and Smith Rowe, King and Bowen -4, like that. Lewis says, Morpay over Mora, please explain. Morpay over Mora. I will explain. I don't think Lucas Moura will start. And I have preference for the forward player anyway, as you know. Where's my Neil Morpay guy? Josh says, hi James, Son and Breuer in for Lacazette and Saka. -8 after my goalkeeper transfer, just Lacazette to Breuer, -4. I mean, Breuer might not even start, right? We have to think that Adams and Armstrong were both on the bench at the weekend. Has to be a possibility that Breuer doesn't start. I think he will, actually, but there has to be a possibility he doesn't, in which case it's just not worth the hit at that stage. Or it is if you take the -8 and Son goes off. If you captain Son, I say fine, -8, otherwise no. Rose Mendes says, is Harvey Barnes fit? I've heard nothing, Rose, but he was unavailable for the weekend. I've heard literally no update from that, so I can only assume no. Burger Hook says, hi James, best midfielder for 8.5 or less to Ving in for Smith Rowe or Holding and roll transfer. Is everyone drunk today? No, I mean, you can bid Smith Rowe on for certain. Best midfielder 8.5 or under. I mean, I'd still be coming down for the likes of Bowen at the moment, would be the preference. I don't even mind going early for James Maddison. get that set for the weekend. Maneem says, hi James, I don't own Salah, I have Ronaldo, Son and Jota. Who do you think is the better captain? It's on the screen, mate. Jose Vargas predictions ain't moving. They probably are now, but thanks for pointing it out. J.A. Hey James, thoughts on Davis or Dyer to bring in this week? Slight preference for Dyer if he's affordable. Nasser says, hey mate, reckon De Gea over Edison and say 0.9? Yeah, definitely, mate. Static says, can you explain Son over Jota captain? I think it's very close between the two. To be honest, it literally comes down to a slight doubt on Jota starting. And Son has a better fixture. I know Leicester have not been great defensively, neither overly of Southampton. It's just a little bit on the shoulders. I mean, it's very close. Like, to be honest, if anybody had a preference for Jota over Son, I really don't have a problem with that. I've really considered going that way. I really closely considered Trent as well. That's part why, for example, Trent is my vice rather than Jota. Trent's almost definitely going to play, isn't he? It has to be a small amount with Jota. But it's close. It's close between a lot of people want to go Cancelo this week. De Bruyne, Reece James, I'm fine with it, to be honest. I think for those going alternative this week, there are a lot of options. O'Neill says, hi James, Watkins to Antonio for my free transfer. Watkins to Breuer, King instead to free up some cash. Have no playing subs as is. Best of luck to yourself. King is the preference. Tahas says, play Gator and roll or sell. 0.3 in the bank. Who's your backup keeper? I mean, it's beginning to look like a sell, but I mean, again, if he's in the team, it's like, oh my god. So it's probably reluctantly a roll just in case he is. He's any keeper worth -4. With the money you got in the bank, the only option is Sanchez. Is he? I mean, if you can get Sanchez for free, I probably would. To be honest, just get him in for free. Big X says, hi James, David De Gea and Foster plus Ramsdale and Sanchez. As in combination, probably still Ramsdale, Sanchez. Shane Bibb, need a under 4.5 million defender who should be playing this week and next. Thoughts? Ben Davis, or I mean, in terms of if you just want players, Burnley, Matt Lowton be the preference. Shub Karan Singh says, start Liver or take a hit for Region. Start Liver. Biffin says, hi James, any news on Watford COVID issues? Thinking about bringing Antonio for Laka. Got Breuer, but could be a rotation doubt. Thanks and good luck for the game. I have no information on Watford COVID issues, unfortunately. Elvis Chen, Amati to Diaz, 5 at the back, no hit. I mean, for free, yeah, fine, absolutely. Solis says, afternoon James, I've got Ramsdale, Saka and Laka. Would you take a -8 for De Gea, Son and Breuer, or -4 for just Son and King? Keep hold of Ramsdale. I'll do the -4. Ryan, King over Antonio. Taquito, hey James, you are my go-to for Tottenham advice. What do you think about Dyer and Sanchez? How nailed are they? Romero's about 3 weeks away, which will definitely put a threat on Sanchez's place. Dyer at the moment, barring injury, he's a lock, basically. Jonathan Albert says, I have Ronaldo, Son, Jota, but genuinely think Trent this week is the one if you don't have Salah. I can't unsee what he did at Leicester in the Christmas period last time. It's still living in my head. If he's living in your head, mate, don't let him be rent-free. Stick the armband on him then. Downstairs, isn't there a chance Man United could blank in 21 if Wolves are still isolating? I think it'd probably be okay by then. 6 days away. 6 days away. Premier League going to let them have, 4 games off in a row? I think they'll probably be okay, to be honest. Downstairs says, but listen, every game is a possibility to get postponed. Downstairs says, makes me hesitant to get De Gea and replace Ramsdale. Nah, I wouldn't. If you want to do it, fine. Will Build 2003. Hi James, hope you're doing well and thank you for all the great content. How does a -4 to do Tomiyasu and Laka to Region Antonio look? He looks okay. It's justifiable because of the appearance points alone. But again, depend a little bit on your bench. Like if you've generally got bench options this week, it wouldn't be so big on the -4. But the fact they've got City next as well does kind of lean into edge it, I think. But for example, I mean, I'm making 1 free transfer. I'm keeping Tierney at the moment. He's not going at the moment unless there was a game off. So I'm just making the 1 free transfer. Mitos, 10 players currently. Tierney to Region for -4. We'll stick with 10. Great work as always, James. Think of it like this: Region away to Southampton, away to Watford. What's your expectation there? Average, we said, 7 points or so. Tierney against Man City, we said 1 point in the weekend. 6 point plus for Region. I think it's there to be done, to be honest. MB says, happy holidays, mate. Any chance Everton versus Newcastle gets called off? Yeah, just listen to Eddie Howe's comments last night. Jeff Brown, hey, mate, I've heard some rumours Gallagher's out with COVID. Do you know anything about this? Yeah, I do. I know the rumour that you know. Chris Jargo says, thinking of doubles and hopefully avoiding a free hit. Cornet and Maddison in for Arsenal assets. I wouldn't be going Cornet at this stage, personally. Tommy and Peace. Hi, James. Hope you're well. Looking at Bernardo, Laka to Son, King or Breuer from -4. What do you think? Any news on Gallagher? Gallagher is repetitive. You can't be buying him if you're fucked. The rumour is strong, put it that way. I would buy King over Breuer at this stage. Ollie Long, Son to Salah or Bernardo and Lacazette to Salah and Breuer for Son to Salah. You're not selling Son now, mate. No, you're not selling Son now. Craig Bruce, hi James. Gelhardt to Edouard this week, then Edouard to Ines from next week to try and target Norwich. Yeah, I considered that move myself. It's the Benteke availability and Palace's potential problems in midfield areas means I think Edouard might play wide, and it's really put me off. But it's a move I considered myself. Lewis Rose says, hi James, got to bench 1. Rudiger, Emerson, Diaz, Gallagher or Mora. I don't think it will matter, Lewis, is the answer. From that, Lucas Moura. Actually, no. From that, Emerson. Probably Emerson. Javid says Benteke or Edouard. I don't know what state Benteke is going to be in. If you believe the rumours this morning, Benteke is available. I'm just avoiding it. Taquita says, how nailed is Sanchez? As in the Brighton goalkeeper, very. No, I mean the Tottenham defender. I just answered that for someone else a minute ago. You bot, go to the FPL duo. I don't know what. Are you actually a bot? I just don't like your name, mate. Brandon says, Son or Jota, who should I go for? Already got Salah. Son or Jota. At this stage, right now, with Liverpool playing Chelsea at the weekend, Son. Miena says, hey James, wasn't sure if you answered when the stream skipped, but I'm debating Watkins and Saka for Jota and Breuer from -4. Take -8, get rid of Gunn, Watkins. Just play Gunn this week. You never know your luck, mate. So the -4. Jim Pro 100, Watkins to Edouard for 1 week punt. Watkins to Edouard for 1 week punt. Excuse me. Sujas just messaged me. Says he's bought Eric Dyer for Carl Walker. Wait till he sees Walker in that Man City team. Right, I'm just going to have a little check of news stories before I make my own transfer. Yeah, Jim Pro, that move's absolutely fine if that's what you want to do. It's 15 minutes to deadline. Taquita's asking about Spurs Sanchez as well. Once was enough, mate. I'll either get to the question or I won't, but it's a little bit different because I've got to prioritise my own moves, right? And I think I've waited long enough. West Ham kick off in an hour and 45 minutes, and if the game goes, then I'm just very unlucky. So, Antonio in for Lacazette, make transfers, confirm transfers, and I think with 15 minutes to deadline, guys, you should all be considering doing the same thing at this stage. There you go. There's confirmation of transfer made. Antonio in the front three now with Breuer and Dennis and Dalot as first sub. That's done. That's me locked in. And I think, to be honest, by all means, keep throwing questions in the chat, although I may struggle to get to them at this stage. But you really should be thinking about your transfers at this stage. Aston Villa and Burnley was called off 2 hours and 15 minutes before kick-off the other day. I think the 3 o'clock games now look safe. There is no rumours of any issues at this stage with the Palace-Norwich fixture, Southampton-Tottenham or Watford-West Ham. So I think at this stage, guys, and with no 5:30 kick-off, it's time to think about getting those transfers made now in case the website suffers problems again. Josh Riddle says, Loris or De Gea, I feel more confident with Spurs after last night. I'd still be De Gea preference for me. P. Macca, this James is class. Cheers, you're my new favourite, P. Macca. Taquito, how nailed is Spurs Sanchez? Yeah, we did that. Sumia Jet says, sorry if I mispronounced that. Hi, James. Should I bring Gallagher from -4 hit and bring him Bow in? Oh, my God. Not for a hit, no. Dylan says Foster to Batman for a free transfer or roll. If you're in the luxury, Dylan, and making that transfer, I don't mind it. Just bear in mind that Foster is rejoining training within the next couple of weeks. He is getting closer and he's ahead of schedule. Andrew McEwen says Laka, Gallagher, Alonso to King, Son, Dyer -8. Feels heavy, that. I mean, Alonso alone could outscore Dyer by 8. I'm not keen. Can you not go? I guess it's not going to work. You probably need the money there. I don't like that personally. Giorgio says, what are the chances that as soon as deadline hits we get Gameweek 21 or Gameweek 22 fixture announcements? Unlikely, because it's a bank holiday. It's more likely to be tomorrow. I don't think there'll be any fixture announcement today. Josh Riddle said, just seen the bench dilemma, sorry for the queue. No problem at all, Josh. Gianna says, Mahrez or Foden for Brentford? Because you'd asked it in capital letters, mate. I don't give an answer. Okay, it's Christmas time. Mahrez. Let's say Mahrez. FPL Clary says, currently have Gator and Foster. Who should I take out for De Gea? I think Gator, Claire, to be honest. Being him. Faye says, I cannot see your player, too small. Zoom in, mate. Ben Taylor says, hi, James. Smith Rowe and Lacazette, Kane and Dewsbury Hall for -4 will roll and start Livramento. I would definitely bin Lacazette, mate. You don't need to bin Smith Rowe as well. You could bin Smith Rowe for like Maddison at the weekend. Personally, I'd be looking Lacazette to Antonio King. One of them, if you don't own them, free transfer. You're forcing in Dewsbury Hall as part of a -4 to get Kane. I bet you're not even going to captain Kane, are you? No, I'd start Livramento and I'd bin Lacazette for one free transfer, mate. Ben Taylor, Dewsbury Hall wouldn't start. I get that, fair enough. There's even less reason to do it. Pushcar says, reminder for everyone to not leave transfers till the last 5 minutes. Better safe than sorry, guys. Good luck, James. Absolutely, as just said, guys. I think everybody at this stage shouldn't be asking me questions. I think you should be getting online and making your transfers. Dan L says, meant Son for Smith Rowe. I can't remember your question, Dan. Oh, Dan says, hi, James. Hope you're well, mate. Got Embroya for Scarlett and Son and Smith Rowe. My 5.2 million in the bank is gone. That's fine, mate. Chung says, more focusing on week 21 and week 22, please. Thanks. It's a guessing game. I'm sure there'll be a load of doubles in 22. Priority will be for the European teams. I'm fairly certain that Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United and Leicester will definitely have doubles in that week. I think United, Brighton will get added. Chelsea v Arsenal, Liverpool v Leeds. I'm very confident Leicester v Tottenham will get added. I think 21, we could yet have Burnley v Watford. We could yet have Everton v Leicester. But I'm guessing. I'm trying to do the same kind of working out that everyone else is doing. It could be that there's more games. West Ham Norwich could go into 21 just randomly. There's no need to rush that fixture. So we did a big chat about it on yesterday's podcast. I'd recommend going back. It's not going to make a difference to you right now, right? Once we hit the deadline, listen back to the first 20 minutes of yesterday's podcast. We'll talk about it quite a bit. I'd highly recommend that. Vipul says, wildcard picks, please. Treble Liverpool, Heung-min Son, Cancelo, whatever you fancy. Bit of Watford, bit Josh King, Antonio or Bowen, have one of them. Fuck, a few you're on wildcard now, aren't you? I'd have a Burnley budget option. I'd arguably have a Brighton budget option. That's roughly. But it's your wildcard, pick your own team, obviously. Felix says, hi James, which Spurs defender should I buy? Money is no issue and I'll be playing them every week. Thanks for the great content. Well, if that's the way you're going, then the answer is Reguilon. If the money's no issue and you intend to play every week, go for the best would be the advice. Chad says, hi James, hope you're well. Sterling to Son for free, roll the other free transfer, or Ramsdale and Douglas Luiz to De Gea and Brownhill for free. Not liking any of them, mate, so I think it's a roll job. There's a few people be captain Sterling this way. It won't be many, obviously, but it will be a few. He's on a good little streak. Alistair says, Bernardo will Foden out for Bowen, Laka out for Ronaldo -4. Imagine you're going to take a -4 Lacazette to Ronaldo and you're going to stick the armband on him. Fine, it's kind of justifiable. Bernardo or Foden, when's ever the right time to do it? And at this point, midweek fixtures feels even more difficult to guess. Vipul says, hi James, great content, need help with wildcard Gameweek 20, look forward to hearing your thoughts. I threw some thoughts out there for you. Dan J. Porter, to be honest, this close to deadline, mate, fucking this, whatever you like, mate. Dan J. Porter, hi James, would you start Rudiger or King? Rudiger. Wouldn't bench defenders from the big three at the moment. Silver or Mahrez? Someone says, never heard of this Mahrez. Jeffro says, mate, you are a spammer. I wish you the very best of luck. Jeffro says, hi James, always great listening to your streams. Best replacement for Smith Rowe. Have enough in the bank to go up to an 8.5 mid. Jota, Bowen, Those would be the priority two, I think. It's kind of empty till the weekend. I honestly, I'd really consider James Maddison even now because of what's to come for Leicester. Lado Tree says, hi James, a 2-3 transfer, Laka to Antonio and Roll, or Laka Smith. No, you can't buy Gallagher, mate. Please listen. Michael English, love the content, James. Gator out for De Gea plays, thumbs up. Donica Higgins, replacement for Lacazette. King, Antonio, that order. Jordan Hibbert, hi James, hope you had a great Xmas. Would you transfer in Bowen for Bernardo or take a -4 and bring in Jota or Bernardo and Antonio for Lacazette? Can you not just go Antonio for Lacazette and just calm for the moment? Seems like the best solution. James Trustwell, Ben Davis or Tyreek Mitchell? Preference with Davis. Well, I quite like Mitchell if he's going to be an option that you're going to bench most weeks. Cardiff 25, King or Dallo first bench. I'm starting Gallagher just in case. I'm starting King. Do you know what? I'll send Mr. Cap a screenshot of my team in case he can potentially put it on the screen for you. Not that it's going to matter that much in time. Nelio, are you worried about Reece James? The only thing I'm worried about, mate, is what Tottenham are going to be doing in an hour and 45 minutes. That's really the only thing that I worry about. You're asking me, do I think he could be benched? Yeah. Whatever. Raswan says, Laka to Ronaldo or Kane. Preference would still be Ronaldo from those options. Jim Pro 100, should Jota play today? Well, of course he should play, but Jurgen Klopp picks the teammate, and Jurgen Klopp will know best. Jurgen Klopp always knows best, doesn't he? Giannis says Mahrez or Foden for Brentford. Well, I think if Brentford wanted to buy one of those players, probably Foden's probably going to be too expensive. I don't suppose Mahrez would want to go there. It'd be a big pay cut for him, wouldn't it? I've no idea, mate. I've no idea. I don't know the City team. Playing tomorrow, I ain't got a clue. We'd all be guessing. You can guess the same. Prabish says, hi James, is Emerson Royal a good option if you can't afford Region? My plan is to get Region next week, but I mightn't be able to afford. Fine, get Emerson, mate. He won't be that far behind him. Mark Redmond, Rogers has said that Vardy can't start 2 games in a week. Right? And? So you think if he starts tonight, he can't play against Norwich? I think I've seen Jamie Vardy play. Who did he play? Was it Southampton away? Yeah, didn't he start? He played, I want to say it was Newcastle at home on a Sunday, and then he played at Southampton on a Wednesday. So that's nonsense. 103 hit with De Gea. No, I'm not keen on free hitting unless people are in like crisis zone. I'm not keen on that at all. FP on the boo, is Sterling to Son worth a hit? Nah. I mean, you'll think you've got intel in terms of Raheem Sterling's not going to play or something. I have no idea what team Guardiola is going to pick. Not a clue. In my predicted team, I still got Sterling in it. Dynamite Dons. It's 6 minutes to deadline, by the way, guys. Like, if you really seriously, please get on the website and make your transfers now. Do not leave it till 29 minutes past. Dynamite Johns. Good day, James. Chiati, a shout for a cheap defender. Nah, not keen. Not keen. Not a certain starter once everyone's fit. Would prefer Mitchell. Reece Smith, any ideas on cheaper mids? Yeah, it's a minefield. They're all shit. Dewsbury Hall, 4.4 is reasonable. Nigel Sam, hi James, what are your thoughts on wildcard 21 to bench boost 21? Someone like me with triple defence, triple Chelsea defence, triple Arsenal, triple City, iron up Vardy, Maddison, Robertson, etc. as players as differentials. To be honest, the wildcard idea, fine. I'm really not happy with the bench boost prospect at the moment. The carnage, if we're still in the same COVID situation in a couple of weeks, it ain't worth it, is it? It's not worth it. And how do you even set up for it if you don't get the fixtures before Saturday? You're guessing that everyone's going to have a double, then what? Then you've wasted it. So I'm not keen. I completely understand why you want to sell some of the players that you've got, but honestly, I'd take a few hits to bin them off. Arsenal, you can keep the players, I think. Chelsea, you're going to need to move off because of the fixtures and obviously the potential blanks that are coming. But remember, even them, they'll have a double in 22 before the blanks come. So it's not a panic, mate. Ian O'Neill, think I'm the Morpay guy. Saved my team last week. Love it. Paul Whitehead, probably too late. Cheers for all the content done. Laka to King, and King is first sub this week. Ready for Dennis Tavardi next week. Gives me decent first sub this week. Good luck, and to you too, Paul. Benjo, is St. Maximin out for Breuer for a -4 a good move? Not convinced on it for a hit. If it's for free all day long for a hit, not convinced. Lee Jackson says lack of commitment to the cause, not having a pod today. Sort it out, boss. Yeah, fuck you too, Lee. Lee will be on Clash of the Correspondents either next week or the week after, but I haven't decided which week yet. I'm going to message you later, Lee. Chris Jargo says, if you had Gator and David De Gea, would you stick with Gator rather than David De Gea? No, I'd consider buying Sanchez, I think, if that was my position. Or even Backman. Backman's going to play today. That's what I'd consider. I'd buy Backman 4.2. Let him sit there and rot, and he can play for you this week. You never know your luck. Or even buy Angus Gunn. We basically know Angus Gunn's going to play. Panayotos says, Loris or De Gea? De Gea still the preference. Vipple, hi James, your thoughts on Sancho? I'm on wildcard. No, mate, I got that you're on wildcard. Vipple says, hi James, good luck, Livramento replacement, I'm on wildcard. Vipple, listen, mate, lock your fucking team in, mate, good luck, yeah? Matthew McCaffrey, do you think Gator has a chance to start with Button and keep the spot? We think Gator might be out, but we don't have the information. Yash, anything about Gray? No, I don't even know if he's fit, never mind if Everton are going to play or not. Srirana, start Alonso or Laporte? Go with the wing back, mate. Yash says news on Gray, once was enough, mate. Gabriel Akambi says, hi James, hope you're good, you still bring Antonio, it's done. Ollie Watkins is a nice run of fixtures. He ain't fucking playing today, is he? Also, you didn't consider buying Salah back due to that Leicester defence, or is some more appealing? It's just a case of it's going to be another -4 to remove Salah, and that's the decision I decided was to sell him at the weekend to make a movement to say, can Son outscore him like 5 weeks over Salah 2 weeks? And at the moment I'm 8 points up. Son's got 4 fixtures left, and Salah's got 2. I'm not going back. That's the principal idea that I decided. Harif says, hi James, Foster Alonso to De Gea, Region for -4, or just do Ramsdale to De Gea. Yeah, Ramsdale De Gea for free, mate. I'm not keen you've been in Alonso for the -4 this week. Next week, arguably, yes. Lau, it's on the screen, mate, in terms of captaincy preferences. Martin Boyle, never mind, just answered. Cheers, Martin, appreciate that. Guy, Parfit, James, Captain Son, it's on the screen, mate. Yash says, Gray, mate. I love these new people who don't understand how this particular stream works. Will says, worth doing a -4 to get Region into play over Brownhill? No, it's not. You need Region. You'd 100% need Region to get a clean sheet on attacking return. No. Boulder Gems, any chance DCL starts? Yeah, of course there is. If the game goes ahead, I think he probably will, but I don't think the game will go ahead. I make it a minute to deadline, guys. Sanakara, is it worth doing -4 for goalkeeper Gator to Sanchez? Nah, not with Brighton's fixture. Big E, yo, James, start King or Bowen? I'd go King, I think. It's close. Probably go King. Rand says, should I start Gallagher or Gray? It doesn't matter, mate. I don't think. Start Gallagher. Bain says, afternoon James, good luck this game week. Who would you play this game with, Alonso or James? Reece James always going to be the preference for me. Alex Peary, is Gallagher worth -4 out with no bench? He possibly is, Alex, yeah. Ryan says, should I sell Gallagher or Gray? Yeah, both. Ois says, Ramsdale to Loris or Pope? Loris would have been a preference. Also, bench one of Bernardo, Gallagher and Dennis. Gallagher. Shane Farrell, who's captain? FPL captain is the man on the graphics. I think it's that side, but it could be that side right there. FPL captain with a K. He's the man responsible for the graphics. He's an absolute superstar. If he is available, and I don't know if he is or not, he probably will add my team to the screen. But as far as I'm concerned, guys, we are locked in. Deadline is done. For those who I didn't make questions, I really apologise for not making it. Shout out to Eric Edem Jeza, who obviously thinks that I'd never mentioned Gallagher once in my stream. Right, if anyone's got any non-FPL questions, throw them my way. Yeah, no problem, Archie. Throw them my way. I'm happy to cover for the next 15 minutes or so. Content remaining this week. Sky Fantasy Football tomorrow. Thursday said Tom Campbell, Utley TC on Twitter, is hosting our big fat quiz of the year. Friday we will be back reviewing whatever happens in the next 3 days in Fantasy Premier League. Me and Suj will be doing that on Friday. Our Patreon pods tomorrow, Tottenham. Thursday I'm going to be doing my Ask James stream for patrons this week. That'll be patrons at all tier levels. Excuse me. And Friday, no, I'm not going out for the game. Friday will be our Gameweek 21 preview. Excuse me, for patrons as well. If you want to support our content, www.patreon.com/Planet FPL, and you might find out that Conor Gallagher had COVID 24 hours ago. Love you all. I wish you all for good luck. Those who just came for the FPL, off you go. Good luck for the game week. Hope your hours are green. Right, let's get into non-FPL. Let's see what we got. Connell Irvine says, what is your predicted top 6 in order? City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's tough. Really tough. I'm clear on the first 3. United have got to sort themselves out, and now while the fixtures are good for the next 8-9, I think if United can sort themselves out, it's still them. I think Arsenal Tottenham will finish so close in terms of final league position. I think at the moment it's looking difficult for West Ham now in terms of top 4. Giacomo says, who would win in a boxing match, you or Suj? Definitely Suj. It's got bigger reach, mate. Sam Holden said, you're a knowledgeable man, James. That's very debatable. Even on African football, that's also definitely debatable. Who's your pick for AFCON? Salah with Egypt or the Senegal lads? Can I say Nigeria? Just to confuse things. Garlic25, team of the season so far without Liverpool, City and Chelsea. Oh, I like that one. Without Liverpool, City, Chelsea, team of the season. I think goalkeeper, I was going to say we have to go Ramsdale, but I think Jose Sar's worth a shout, actually. I'm going to go Ramsdale because of the impact he's had, I think, on Arsenal. I'll go Ramsdale. Right. Rest of teams. Centre-backs. I am going to say... Wow, tough, you know. Tough. I'm just looking through... I'm going to say Connor Cody, I think. I'm tempted actually to say Kurt Zuma. I think you can see what his absence has done to West Ham. I'll say Cody and Zuma, I think. Left back... I'm going to say Tyreek Mitchell, actually. I think he's done alright. It's really difficult when you're doing this off the top of your head. Right back, I'm going to say... let's give a shout out to Matty Cash. Midfield, definitely Declan Rice. No doubt about that. Partner for him, midfielder. I'm going to say, I think Ruben Neves has been really good again this season. I'm going to say Ruben Neves. Wide positions, I could put Son in. Son's reasonable to put in, I think. I'm going to say Saka and Smith Rowe, I think. And up front, Vardy, I think. I'm sure I can name something better than that, but there you go, off the top of my head. FPL Swing, Rice or Noodles? Oh, Rice plays for West Ham, so Noodles, mate. Depends who's making them, in all honesty. Keza FPL, what game are you looking forward to the most this game week? Tottenham away to Southampton, mate. Other than that, probably the Liverpool game tonight, I should imagine. Rob Westaway, loved the graphics, James, but would you consider removing the schedule and just leaving the prediction on the screen all stream? Yeah, could do. So, believe it or not, though, some people don't know the schedule. I'd get people saying, those the fixtures this week. You'd be amazed. Shifa says, perks of being a patron is I can understand what you say between the lines and not. Big midfielder. It's not fair with COVID, so... Yeah, no, I'm going to leave it there. Chris Jargo, patrons just can't keep a secret. James Smile. Yeah, which one of you leaked it? To be fair, it's worth saying we still don't know if it's correct or not. Paolo Gatti, you think Kane will kick off with Conte? Why? You love each other. Love each other, mate. Mate, Conte was desperate to take Kane to Chelsea when Conte was at Chelsea, so I can't see that. Jamie Jim, good luck, James. Thanks for all the FPL content. Susan yourself are legends. Much appreciate that. I must apologise for my nose, which has just decided to stop working over the last 10 minutes or so. I'm sorry. Super Tiger, curious how you view player welfare and considering your stance taken when Conte was concerned about COVID-19 within his staff. You have a sarcastic view when Klopp speaks about it. Are you a Liverpool fan by chance? Oh dear. Why are Liverpool fans so defensive? Honestly, worse than Arsenal fans. Why is it? Got one of the best teams in the world. Be happy. Just don't get it. Because you can't criticise. Oh my god. Always. Klopp, the way he mentioned Burnley in reference yesterday was bloody disrespectful. And that's the difference. It's the disrespect. And I really like Jurgen Klopp. I think he's one of the best coaches in the world. But it's disrespectful. Sorry, Burnley are a part of this league as well. If there's no Burnleys in this world, there's no Premier League. So have a bit more respect. And it's the way Klopp was going over the top about tackles and stuff. Not that I expect him to come out and say Tyler Morton should have been sent off. But then if you're going to go that hard, well, then you've got to balance it both ways. And Klopp goes in hard. So then when it comes back on him, people are right to question him. Antonio Conte is no saint. There's also a major difference to the fact that in the Tottenham case, the training ground was shut. And he openly said, my players are scared. There's a difference. Atul Balaji says, is it just me or have United been poor for quite a while now but keep getting results their way? We'll still keep getting results. We've got so many brilliant individual players who are capable of winning a game by themselves. Josh Riddle, your half-season awards is on MNF. Oh, God, what did they do? Player of the Year, Salah. Though Cancelo is absolutely worth a shout. Young player, did they do young player? I think I'd say Conor Gallagher in fairness. What did they do? Signing. I wasn't happy that they picked goalkeepers, but then I thought about it, maybe you're right actually. Signing. I'm going to say Mark Gahey for signing. What else did they do? They do flop or something? Aubameyang, Kane. Either of them two. Andrew Grondin, who has the best moustache in the Premier League? Best moustache? Are there any actual moustaches going? I remember when Alisson had that one, it was dedicated, I think it was to his dad, wasn't it? His dad passed away. That was a proper good moustache, Alisson's. No one has real moustaches, dude. I can't think of anyone, actually. John MacArthur, hi James. In Sky, would you captain Kane today? No, I'm going to be captain Mo Salah tonight, mate. Hamish Holmes, afternoon chief. Sky question, who's your captain today and are you making any transfers this week? Salah tonight, no. I am going to have a look once the teams are out, but I don't intend to do anything. Tomorrow or Thursday might be possible, depending on if fixtures are on and with a bit more maybe fixture information. But it's just as likely that I'm going to do nothing. Planned for tomorrow night's captain is Cancelo, and I will go Ronaldo again on Thursday. Nigel Sam says, what are the players you'd like Conte to sign in January, James? I want players to come into the door who are going to fit the system. So I want a left-sided centre-back. I want a central midfield player who can run a football match. Those are the two priorities for me as it stands. In terms of specific players, I'm not bothered. Trust this manager. Romanthan says, have a good game week all. Cheers. I mean, listen, Nigel, if you can go and buy Declan Rice, great. Go and buy Declan Rice. Essence says, hey, mate, Chilwell is sadly out for the rest of the season. I've seen that. It's a shame. What do you think Chelsea should do in January for the left-back position? Well, if Chelsea are interested, Matt Doherty can cover that side in an emergency, I would say. I think Chelsea have got a couple of kids out on loan, haven't they? So they might bring one back. I wonder if they might look at people like Mitchell, although he's definitely more of a left-back than left wing-back at the moment. I think Tuchel's found a place where he can use people like Hudson-Odoi there as well. I don't think they'll buy. Patrick Lawson says, who would you like to see promoted from the Championship this season? I have no major preference other than for the correspondents like Dara and Neil and Gemma and Harrison and Tomo. For them, I'd rather see their teams come up, but couldn't give a shit, really. Blackburn haven't been up for a long time, so if they came up, great, it's fine. I've got no preference. I'd rather have different teams come up, like Nottingham Forest, for example. I'd rather have those different faces come up, but I don't have a preference. Atul says, unfortunately, does it seem extremely light that Norwich are down? What do you think their chances are? I cannot see it. I mean, to be honest, even like watching Newcastle last night, watching a bit of Watford lately, you just think, fucking hell, them two are so much better than Norwich. Burnley will improve. So, I mean, can Norwich, even forget it's like dragging a Brentford into it or something, are Norwich better than Watford, Newcastle or Burnley? I can't see it. You can't see them going and spending 70-80 million to go and fix the problem in January either. They won't do it. So, eventually, they'll yo-yo and they'll come up one year and then bang, they'll finish like 10th. And because of the way their models work, they will hang around for 10 years or so. They'll hang around like Burnley have and stuff. Eventually, that will happen for them. And I don't dislike them as a football club. And to be honest, a bit sick of kind of kicking them down. But I don't know what else to do when I watch them. Like against Tottenham, they were pretty on the ball and stuff. They lost 3-0. Yeah. I never feel like I can score a goal. Isn't it that, I think it's still the stat, isn't it? I said this on the pod the other week, that Antonio has scored as many goals at Carrow Road since COVID than Norwich in Premier League games. What is that? FPL Swing, do you have any medications for the runny nose you're having, James? Nah, Strepsil and... I think, to be honest, I was coughing a bit, obviously, when I was doing the stream on Sunday. I was stressed before the games, before the stream Sunday, because I was worried about getting to Tottenham. As soon as I got out of here and stopped talking, I was fine. So, I think like, a little bit bug going around. We know there's a big bug, but there's also other little bugs you pick up. I got a little one, and he wants to run his nose and stuff, so you pick shit up, don't you? So, nah, I feel fine, mate. FPL Finding Glory. How many transfers you'll have left in Sky? Great podding again, mate. Like the stream, Pete's. Thank you, mate. I think I've got 23 left, I want to say, mate. I think it's 23 left. Yusuf says, between Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Bamford, who do you think will score more goals at the end of the season? I will go Calvert-Lewin. Dan L. My team, Bristol Rovers, have had their third game postponed tomorrow because of COVID. At least we haven't lost for nearly 3 weeks. Aha, much love, James. You know when Tottenham last played an away game? Gameweek 11. November the 7th. Bloody hell. Super Tiger, if you were Rodgers, would you take the Europa Conference League seriously or push for top 4 and play free? I'd take it seriously, but they're not finishing top 4, mate. Alexandro Pickering, hi James Zenny, but I say that like they've got like Randers from Denmark. I think they should be able to rotate in that sort of fixture. So mix and match till the quarterfinals or so. Alexandra says, hi James, any realistic New Year resolutions for yourself and for the world? Cheers, good up, keep up the great work. I'd like to stop vaping. I think to stop vaping, I probably need to give up drink completely. Not that I drink. I can't remember last time I had a drink. In terms of actually, maybe I had a beer before. Was it Norwich or Leeds that we played at Tottenham? That's like a month ago. Don't drink at home or anything. The other one, the real one I want to do is no work after midnight. Is the real one I want to promise myself. No matter what, get up earlier the next day. No work after midnight because I don't sleep enough. So that's the definite big one. Midnight, bang, no more. Garlic25 says, is it just because you were sick of saying Gallagher in the stream you haven't picked him in your 11? Gallagher should be in the 11, you're quite right. I said him as a young player and then I didn't put him in the 11, didn't I? Sam Holden said, how has the Torres to Barca transfer official before 1st Jan? I mean, whatever's happened in the last couple of days, I don't know. It's my understanding is Barca still need to sell players before they can register him. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, DJ Music Ace. Pepsi says, hi James, would you remove Gallagher from Sky? No, because you want him for the captaincy against Brighton on the 14th, don't you? So, no, he stays, mate. Cyrus Bernard, is AFCON doing a fantasy league? I have no idea, mate. Not a clue. Birth Media. Torres gone to Barca Thoughts. I mean, at least they're actually buying a younger player, but it'd be interesting to see who leaves there. And they've got to have something lined up in terms of sales. I'm not convinced they will do. Phoenix T said got 30 point last week. FPL Chash. All right, terrific. Andrew Grondin. I think Dennis is a pretty solid moustache. Oh, good shout. Yeah. Super Tiger, fully agreed. Jurgen Klopp was disrespectful against Burnley. I think it's an issue with dice between them. My question was in reference to Tuchel making similar scheduled comments, and I can't think of Ralph Rangnick, I'm guessing, wanting to stop Carabao completely. Carabao Cup, by the way, schedule a suggestion. There's nothing wrong with suggestions. I get it. Like, he doesn't really want them semi-final games against Arsenal. He's probably going to still pick a weekend team. I get it. It's fine. And you have to tell Liverpool fans, no, I do like Jurgen Klopp. I think he's a great coach because take everything so fucking personally. Me, Carabao Cup, my suggestion, this wouldn't go down well from a sponsorship. Whoever qualifies for Europe doesn't go into the competition. And we even it out. So if you talk about like Klopp's comments there, what he was saying was he's saying like, Liverpool could play 60 games and Burnley might only play 40. Fine. So let's even it up a little bit. Let's give these clubs a chance of winning, because the fact is the clubs in Europe jump around as well. So it's always the big clubs in it, even though they don't give a shit about it. So why don't we do that? Let's give the clubs who qualify for Europe the opportunity not to be in the Carabao Cup. And let's give all the non-European teams the guaranteed European place. One of them can win it, and then they're not in it next year, etc. and so on. About that for an idea. The problem is you won't get the sponsorship money, the prize money, etc. without the likes of the big six, including obviously Liverpool, being part of the competition. That's the issue. But yeah, why not? Let's do that. I wonder if the clubs would take it more seriously, or at least then suddenly you got to the semi-final, and the semi-finals like, I don't know, Everton, Southampton, Wolves and Palace. At least it's like fresh names and shit, and they'll give it everything. Just a thought. I think eventually it might go that way, but not anytime soon, but I think eventually it might go that way. Dan L says Dean to Chelsea rumours loan until end of season, good move. I mean, yeah, I could see that, Dan. I could see that. Bimble said it would suit all parties, wouldn't it, with the World Cup next autumn and stuff as well. Bimble says Duchess saying Game for United may be off due to COVID. Who fucks the Duchess? Duchess of Cornwall, what? Duchess of York? Jonathan Albert says, would you rather win the World Cup or European Cup? For me, UCL without doubt. I've had this all the time. Jonathan, I'd rather win the Carabao Cup, mate. Tottenham get my investment and my money. Martin Boyle says, with the yo-yo league of Norwich, Fulham, West Brom, etc., do parachute payments need to be abolished? Did a podcast on this in pre-season, and the Premier League had been looking at part of football's reforms is to look at governance and how the Premier League can filter money down to the lower leagues and it be more of a level playing field. The thing is with the parachute payments, this is the key point that we kind of realised when we looked into parachute payments, was it's not protecting these clubs in terms of getting promoted back to the Premier League. In terms of like their status in the Championship, it's protecting the standard of the Premier League. So it's not protecting clubs getting relegated and all they'll have to sell all their players. It partly does that, but it's more a protection for clubs who come into the Premier League, that actually when they get there they can spend some money and try and compete. That's what it's more about. See, it's as much a Premier League problem as a Championship problem. Atul says, spot on James, like Norwich as a club and tired of people bashing them all the time. Hope the best for them. Top stream, James. Thank you. Bimble says, sorry for the type of Daesh saying Game for United off. Okay. I mean, if he is, he is. What do you want to do about it? Deadline's gone. But I'm not aware of anything, and I'm pretty sure my patrons would have been in touch if there was anything worthwhile to say on that. I know you had a press conference at 1:15, didn't he? In fairness, what's he saying for himself? I can't find anything. Listen, if the game's off, it's always a possibility, isn't it? Anyway, if you're Captain Ronaldo, good luck. Right, ciao for now, everyone. Much appreciated. Deadline stream on Saturday, by the way, will be at 10 a.m. And on the off chance that Arsenal and Manchester City is postponed, the deadline stream will still be at 10 a.m. I won't be doing it later because I'm going to Watford on Saturday to watch my team. The only way the deadline stream will be any later is if Watford Tottenham is postponed and Arsenal and Manchester City are both postponed. So whatever happens, deadline stream will be Saturday morning. I wish you all the very best of luck for the game week, everyone. Ciao for now.